Hello, this is Lisa Russick with the podcast. We're all psychic, and Mike Good is nervous all of a sudden, and he is
I just have to get used to the reflection,
But I have a question for you, Mike Good, and listeners and watchers. This is a video on Spotify and YouTube, and someday on Apple, hopefully, because Apple announced in spring they're going to put videos, and they're going to take all our videos from Spotify, I think. But isn't that wonderful, Mike Good? But I have a question for you right away. So you relax.
Fuck Apple.
The big question. I love Apple, but I love Android too. I love them all. We could talk forever. Okay, but first of all, do you think we're all psychic?
Every last one of us, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Why do you say unfortunately?
It's better not to know.
Why? Ignorance is bliss.
Well, yes. You don't want to know what's going on right now. Trust me.
Tell us about what's going on right now. Tell the listeners and watchers. First of all, I want to introduce Mike Good and how we know each other. I met you, it was like 4 months ago with John Lipshaw, who did a podcast, and we're going to finish that podcast. And he's a musician locally, and we talked. We had a lot of audio geek stuff in common the first time we met. And we've stayed in touch through social media, just watching each other's music and stuff. And then he said,
what was the audio geek stuff?
Well, we talked about the SSL. We talked about audio, and I told you about how I play SSL. You were a little drunk.
I'm a little drunk. Vaguely is my favorite.
I remember stuff though, because I don't drink a lot. And we were outside, and I told you I worked on an SSL in audio school, and you're like, "Well, I worked on an SSL some other time, or you got to see one or something." So I remember that SSL conversation because nobody knows what an SSL is anymore. And so I was like, "Yeah, this guy knows audio." He
solid state logic.
Yes. I didn't even know that. Yeah. He knows a lot of stuff, listeners and watchers, and it's really crazy because I thought I knew stuff and he knows stuff. So what we're going to talk about today, what we talked about on Instagram Messenger today was he said, man, I've been digging and I think I might be related to Alistair Crowley. So if you're a new listener, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Alistair Crowley. He and a woman created the Thoth deck, which is what our co-host Donna mainly uses in tarot. And he has quite a controversial history in the late 1800s and early 1900s.
He was framed.
Oh, he has quite a controversial history with the pyramids and stuff. Apparently, one story I know about Alistair Crowley is when he got married, I think, to one of his many wives. He took her to the pyramid of the big pyramid in Giza, and they shut it down. And for their wedding night, they had sex in the Great Pyramid of Giza.
No, they had sex magic. In the Great
Pyramid. Did. It's the same thing. It's even better, right? Or something. It's something even bigger. It's something crazy. He knows all the facts. See, I told you guys. So tell us about more. Tell us how you found out this connection with you and Alistair Crowley.
Well, from my sources,
the sources are the AI, and I totally agree with them because they know everything.
That's my newer source.
I do a lot of podcasts with the AI.
Yeah, I've known about the connection to Thelema since at least 2022, since I wrote songs about it then. And that wasn't AI at the time. AI just started coming up in 2023. So I learned about it almost 5 years ago. Well, 4 or 5 years ago, but maybe about 5 years ago. But basically, the religion Thelema that he invented, which kind of spawned a lot of crazy shit like NASA and Scientology. Look it up.
On ChatGPT.
On anything you want. It's verifiable reality. But it was apparently his religion, to some critics, was an inversion of the religion that I was raised in, that has 5 generations of preachers in that religion, going back to Scotland. And then I'm also reading about this guy named John Todd from...
So, okay, we had a little interruption. Someone knocked on my door. It was a ghost. It was invisible and it couldn't hear it knock, but we knew it was there. Anyway, I wanted to let you know he wanted to tell us more about the...
Well, I want to talk about the Acrons. I want to talk about the Reptilians, and I want to talk about, obviously...
You want to kind of break them down.
The Draconians and the Greys. Those are the main 4.
So the main bad guys.
Those are the ones that David Icke describes. I don't know if I really believe in them per se, but I do know something goes back to ancient Egypt, to the Sumerian tablets. In Sumerian times, when they tried to inbreed with the people, and
who's they?
Well, someone from the planet Drake, the Draco complex.
Okay.
the Draco.
That way they had the cone heads.
Something.
If you don't know, listeners, ancient Sumerians have paintings and stuff of people with cone heads all over the place and cave dwellings and stuff.
Cone heads, interesting.
You know about that? Yeah, and so do the Egyptians. They have long, elongated skulls.
Well, we were here before them, but then they came and tried to inbreed with the people.
Okay.
Many thousands of years ago in ancient Egypt, and the Sumerian tablets, and basically, that's what this goes back to, and it's all it's kind of like a great awakening that's happening right now.
Yeah,
I feel like
a lot of people feel that way. Yeah,
and it's like very frightening. But with like people like Prince Andrews getting arrested, it plays into this narrative, because who are the humans that don't have empathy? Well, they're not humans.
That's what someone said on my podcast before. I asked the question, do you think we're also going to get to Marissa, a friend of mine? And she said, yes, the first few times. The next time she said no, because some people don't have souls, she said.
Yeah. And here's the real fucked part. We can't really like hunt them down, because they can phase shift between dimensions, as well as teleport, as well as they have control of reincarnation in a way. They essentially can perform consciousness transferal and constantly escape the individual that they're in, and replace them with another consciousness and or a robot.
So you're saying the kind of the energy of, say, a reptilian enters a human body.
Yes, it's an energy.
The energy of reptilian.
It's a possession.
Possession. That's what I was taking it as. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a friend, listeners and watchers, if you ever talked to me, heard me talk about my Uvu friends, which you probably haven't, because that was a kind of crazy time in my life. But Sarah Bear, if you're listening, I love you.
Yeah.
And Rio Mar, I know you're listening. Anyway, I just wanted to say that we used to drink and talk on Uvu overnight every single night. This is when I drank a lot, listeners and watchers. And one guy in the group said he had seen a reptilian. And he said that it scared the crap out of him. And he said the reptilian's eyes first changed, and then the face morphed, and then went back. And he saw it, and he wasn't messed up, he said. I don't know if I believe that, but he still doesn't matter. He saw it, and I believed him. I can tell when someone's believing what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I believed him.
I think that's good that you believe him. And it's good that you all look back at the people that you did not believe in the past about a lot of things.
That's so true, guys. It's so true. You thought they were mentally ill or just a rocker? Don't. Maybe think about it.
That's what I want to advocate for,
That's true. That's a great cause. Let's toast to that cause. So all you empaths out there, and all you telepaths, and all you psychics out there who are working on it, and you're confused and you think you may be mentally ill, or if someone's telling you that and not, or whatever is going on with you, and your situation is energetic, this one's for you. This
goes beyond comprehension, and you have to know. The beauty is in not knowing. You can't comprehend what's going on right now. It's very, very.
Why not?
Well, because there has been an exponential lot, and many people can comprehend this, but people that are struggling, like the people that you described, need to understand that there has been a grand facade for a very long time that has been hiding a lot of the worst sides of humanity. And it's been going on since before our parents were born. And it's really starting to come out now. And you have to realize that things are going to get really bad. And you just have to embrace it, I suppose.
Or look for it, or notice it, and be aware of it. Maybe if is more what I would think of. Just be aware that this could be a thing that's going on around you, or with you, or around your people. If it's not, then I guess it's just a curiosity that maybe you're here on this podcast.
Yeah,
but I feel like
maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Don't get me wrong. I could be just being paranoid.
That is sometimes what I thought about people who think about these things. I've heard it too much to think just dismiss it. It's not the flat Earth theory. It hasn't been dispelled. I mean, there's no proof.
Here's the good news. I think a lot of this demonic activity is happening. The negative energies or whatever is happening outside the realm of consciousness. I think
it's in the energy field. It's in the astral field.
Yes, it's within it, but I feel like they're actually, a lot of we can affect it in the astral field.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And
how can we affect it in the astral field? Have you ever felt the astral project?
Well, the thing is, the strategy that these people have for activating people's powers is not good.
What do they want for it?
Pain. They want pain. That's how they activate certain people's powers, and I don't like that.
What do they do that for? Do you know? To join them?
I always said it was a sense of Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, to join them. Yeah, that's an interesting observation.
So it sounds like, why else would you do it if you didn't kill him? Right? Yeah. That's the only point. You have to get right. It's like Luke and Darth Vader. Darth Vader didn't kill Luke because he wanted him to join him on the dark side of the Force. Yeah, and I do think energy is like the dark side, the light side of the Force.
So nobody is beyond the point of no return, I feel like. Yeah. So you can always, no matter who you are, maybe tap into, somebody, but you gotta be very careful with these energies. Obviously, if you're an open person like me, you got to just realize that you're the problem. No,
it's all your fault. You listener and watcher, if you're watching, you don't like you don't like being pointed at. Okay, sorry. Done. You're the problem, man.
So but you have to realize that openness is openness to everything, and you just got to learn to zoom in and focus. You have to go inward, not outward.
So tell us some positive things you've learned, some about the energy that's positive. You've talked about a lot of the negative.
Yes, I'm sorry that I'm being.
So there's a lot of positive. It's better to do that first.
The good news is, if you can remove the stigma from anything, you have immense power.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And if it's on you or anyone take that stigma away. That's a great point, man.
And the power is not in, and this is my opinion, and you might not agree with this, but the power is not in the collective. It is in the individual.
It is, totally. I agree. Yeah. The individuals make the collective. So how does the collective work without all the individuals feeling good about themselves and learning themselves and understanding themselves?
That's the dichotomy right there. The individual versus the collective. Yeah. That's the time we're in right now.
You're right. It is the dichotomy. Oh my God.
Where are we going to identify ourselves?
Great guest. I have to make this explicit, but he's a great.
You can add
it. So I have a few more questions for you. But just I feel like someone's knocking at the door again. Be right back, listeners. Okay, so listeners, we had to simmer down because we were getting a little excitable. That wasn't really a door knock on my door. That I didn't sense anything, but we were getting a little excitable. So he's going to tell us more about something positive that we can look into with this.
Yes, there are positive things. On the positive side, light is more powerful than dark. I think there is a balance, but it also is tilted in a direction. And I think that Newton had a lot of issues, and there are alternatives to some of Newton's perspectives. I definitely agree that nothing can be created or destroyed in terms of matter and energy. But I don't believe that everything has an equal and opposite reaction. I think we're too
good point, but it's later in time. Sometimes it can be back in time. I kind of think that way.
There is yin and yang. I think there is yin and yang.
How so?
I think one is still one has power over the other because one is a will, and all is force against force. And you have to have a will, a direction.
We all need to get our wills. I've always felt that, like, from when I started working on my self-improvements, I wanted to get my willpower built up.
Amen. Well, you know who said that the best?
Who?
Do what thou wilt, and let that be the whole of the law.
Alistair Crowley. I know that. It's also in anarchy. The anarchy symbol is my protection symbol.
But you know what it goes back to?
It's do as thou wilt, no rulers over me, no rulers over thee. That's what I use for protection. It's the anarchy symbol.
It's the case against authority, and it goes back to a lot of different things, and it actually does go back to Germany and Russia. And I don't know what the origins are, and maybe probably fucking ancient Egypt for all I know. But like I was saying before, but I guess the connection that I was talking about was the will that he was talking about, I think was directly inspired by the will that Friedrich Nietzsche was talking about, who is my personal hero.
What did he talk about with will? I know, but I want to hear it from you.
He talked about the will to power, which is the central tenet of his philosophy.
Take action. Take action around your life. That's what we talk about on this podcast.
But it's severely misunderstood. Let me tell you why it's severely misunderstood.
Because the Nazis fucked it up.
The Nazis fucked it up, but who are the Nazis? This was a man born into a Nazi family that was not a fucking Nazi. He was born into a Nazi family, and he said Nazis should be shot. So basically, his sister had 40 years to edit his works after he died. She edited his works and took pictures at the grave with Hitler on his grave. His sister was evil.
That poor man.
So do not believe everything you read about Nietzsche, but try and read through the muck.
Just read it for yourself. Just see how you take it.
If you want to explore the lineage a little bit more, read people like Max Stirner, Ayn Rand. Sorry.
I'm not a big fan of Ayn Rand. My dad always corrects me. He says Ayn Rand. I'm just like, I think it's Anne.
Yeah, I don't know her that well, but I know she talks.
Ayn right there. That's right there. He's spelled differently. Yeah. He's Ayn. Now, my cat Einstein listeners, I get excited when my cats come by the podcast. Anyway, but she has some controversial kind of books, and I've read. I didn't read The Fountainhead.
I never read her before. I'm just scratching.
You should try it. It's really elitist. It's really elitist. You would get mad at it.
I'm sure I would. But the thing is, if you read Max Stirner, what is ego death?
What is it?
Ego death is the central tenet of the Kabbalist tree. So the Kabbalist tree is the commonality between the Theosophical Society, Alistair Crowley, NASA, and a lot of my lineage.
So what about your lineage? Tell us about it.
I don't necessarily practice any of these things, but maybe subconsciously, who knows? But
I told him he has fairies. The listeners who know fairies and can see fairies, you can see the fairy magic, can't you? He's Scottish, but he's got some Irish.
I have Scottish, but I also have Italian. I also have Italian. So.
I see a lot of fae energy around you. I don't know. I feel it though. Then when Akasha Prime, they know who Akasha Prime is. I'll get to it. But Akasha Prime always said people with fairy magic are intoxicating. Isn't he just captivating? You just want to keep listening. You were talking about the good things, the positive.
The positive, yes. Okay. So the positive, what is there to look forward to? Disclosure Day, when we all take back our rights and try to fight in unity and also individualistically.
It may emerge for us, or do you think we'll just all get up together and just start saying no?
I think we have to submit to some sort of leader if we want to unite.
Is someone going to step forward, do you think? What's your psychic sense say? We're all psychic. Do you think someone or just be called for?
I think the individuals are going to step forward and they're going to lead the pack.
And they just be called? Or do you think they just be ambitious? Because ambition is kind of complicated.
Ambition is complicated. I think the most unique ones are going to lead the pack.
I hope so.
Yeah.
as long as their uniqueness is aimed towards compassion and idealism, in my opinion, of what idealism is. That's what everyone thinks about their leadership, you know. They want their ideals to be expressed.
Yeah.
And mine are not being expressed right now.
I'm sorry if I went too deep.
No, that's
So
why
I'm not.
this explicit.
So he was not a Nazi. He was misinterpreted.
Yeah, he was.
He's not a Nazi.
Everyone knows that.
So let me tell you something.
They should.
So it's interesting the relationship that happens with Crowley and Nietzsche and Helena Blavatsky, or about am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah. Lady Blavatsky.
Blavatsky, sorry. And the Theosophical Society, and they were all inspired by that kind of thing. So
yeah,
you have to admit that. And what does that go back to? Maybe it goes back to ancient Egypt, like I was saying in the David Icke theory.
Right.
Or maybe it goes to the Scotland, to the Great Druid Council, the Grand Druid Council.
Or maybe it goes back to Lemuria and Atlantis and who knows what. Really, I mean, I told him before the podcast, I believe that you've heard it before.
Atlantis. I believe Atlantis.
A belief system I have right now is that Atlantis and Lemuria, I believe there were lands before that got, like, something happened. I don't know what happened, but they got demolished. Probably because the Ice Age happens every 10,000 years, and then there's a warming cycle every 10,000 years. So there's an Ice Age, and there's a warming cycle. People say all this, like, destructive stuff happened, but maybe not. Mother Nature has this cycle, and we can't get through it. Anytime. We can't control the weather yet, but this place we're in right now, we have mass communication instantaneously globally, and we can, like, communicate almost telepathically in a way like that to people across the globe. So I think we can make it through this next warming cycle that I think is what's causing, anyway, in my opinion, I think a lot of things are causing global warming, but that's the main thing I think causing global warming is happening right now. It's been 10,000 years since an ice age, you know, and the heat's driving everybody crazy, especially the reptilians. They're hot already. Yeah. Anyway, I really want to ask you, will you come back and tell us more and teach us more? I would love that.
Absolutely, anytime.
He's learning more.
You know,
he's researching.
I'm just stuff. Like, I'm a little zonked right now. You'll have to, just
making excuses. He's great. He did great. He's you're a wonderful guest, Mike. You did great. Hands. But he's also a musician in Nashville, and I'd love to know where we can find you and your social media.
So I play 2 open mics every week. I play at the Villager Tavern on Sunday night, and then I also play at Franz on Wednesday night. Now, if you want me to play a show or open for your band or something, I might be down to do that. I recently played for some pretty big names. You might like them. I don't know. But just hit me up sometime. I'm just trying to play some gigs, man.
He's flexible too, man. Did you see that kick? I can do that too. But it goes higher. It goes like. Oh no, you can see my under. I'll have to cut that out. Yeah, I have to cut that out. Oh, I will put a cat. I'll put a fat cat right there. I'll put a fat cat there. I'll put a fat cat there. I got a fat cat picture that I put there. He's licking his butt. I put, like, when I do poses for yoga and take a picture and there's something showing, I put my fat cat picture over it.
Hell yeah.
But okay, so where can we find you on social media?
Mike Good is my name. So I go by Mike Good FM on Instagram. And
is it all one word? And
on TikTok, I go by Sticker Getters. So Sticker Getters is my Bandcamp name, and I go by Sticker Getters. Yes, Mike Good FM is all one name. Sticker Getters is a reference to an old Appalachian folk song called Let Stickers Get Them, and it's talking about the prickly bushes, and their function or whatever.
That's cool. That's cool, man. This guy, this is like he seems like you to me. When I first met you, you seemed really deep and you had a lot of stuff to say and you're really conversational. But I didn't know you were into this stuff at all.
The last thing I will say is look up the story of this crazy guy named.
This is the advice.
John Todd Collins, or just John Todd. It is fucking crazy what he has to say. I'm sorry if that's explicit or whatever, but what I'm saying is that
you don't have to worry about it. It's explicit.
He comes from he tries to claim that the basis of the Illuminati are in Scotland. So
interesting. So that's do you think you're part of the Illuminati possibly?
Well, he says they answer to the Rothschilds.
Tell listeners what the Illuminati
officially, if you look it up, they call it the Bavarian Illuminati that started in the 1700s in Germany.
Okay.
but I think that's because they try and blame everything on Germany. And I'm sorry. But
the proverbial day.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously ancient Egypt, bro. And the Sumerian tablets and the aliens, bro. They're reptilians from the Dracon.
So what good aliens do we have around us that you have read about or learned of?
Good aliens?
Like good extraterrestrials who are helping us. I feel like there are a lot.
Well, just if you watch the
attention for us.
Watch the X-Files. That's all I have
That's
to say.
so true. Yeah. The X-Files
That
spells it all.
Spells
it really
it out.
does, man.
Spells it out. Yeah.
Give me a high five for that. That's absolute truth. I was looking at your elbow. Your elbow went.
When we're done.
Oh, that was a high five, listeners.
You were going at a different speed than I was. That's cool.
Well, I do sometimes. So, listeners and watchers, I want to thank my sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app and website where you can get advice from psychics and empaths to get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And I am on there as an advisor under the name Lisa Russick. And Mike Good, thank you so much again. This has been rad. Come back and tell us more. And yes, you can't say no. You can't say no. You can't say no yet.
Red.
Blue is peaceful, and that means he comes back.
It's red.
My name is Mud. Okay, listeners, I love you so much, and thank you so much for listening and watching as always. And I am like so happy that you do. And this is a weird one, but I loved it, and I believe in this stuff. So hey,
that's me, yo.
I believe in it sometimes. I can always change my belief system.
You can edit whatever you want.
I am not editing a damn.
You don't have to edit it.
Peace out, listeners.
I know fucking John is gonna eat this shit up.
John will love this. John Lipshaw, who did the other podcast that we haven't finished. So, listeners, I love you.
I hope he makes it to that part.
Come get your head in here and say goodbye to the listeners and tell them. I have to ask you, do you love the listeners and the watchers?
I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And keep burning sage.
We forgot to do that. Yes. We're going to burn some sage after this. And thank you, listeners and watchers. I love you to death. Peace out. Ready? Go when you want.